الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستنصره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله سبحانه وتعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له شهادة الحق شهادة تقوم بها السماوات والأرض أرسلت من أجلها الرسل وأنزلت من أجلها الكتب وشهادة تطهر قلوبنا جميعا من الفسق والعصيان وتنجي قائلها من عذاب أليم. وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا وقدوتنا محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه الذي أرسله رحمة للعالمين ليخرج الناس جميعا من ظلمات الكفر والضلال إلى نور الإيمان والهدى. وصلوات الله وسلامه دائمين متلازمين على هذا النبي الكريم وعلى كل من تبع هداه واستمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد، فيا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بالتقوى فقد فاز المتقون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم: وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى واتقون يا أولي الألباب. وقال: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Brothers and sisters, our President just mentioned that these 2 days have been planned by some as the days of rally for humanity. They call these protests as a rally for humanity. And it does mean against Islam. Looks like Islam is against humanity. They fail to understand and they fail to know the history that Islam have come to rescue our humanity, to save our humanity. From the beginning, when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came to Mecca, he saved the Arabians from the darkness of civilization and established the most civilized place on earth in Al-Madinah. Europeans are basically all al-Islam, because when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came in Arabia, in Mecca, the Europeans at the time were in darkness. Until Islam came and opened those places, not that they took over, but more importantly, Islam came to bring the guidance that those people are becoming enlightened, and they call themselves the civilized modern people. And now, there are some people who think otherwise, that protesting against Islam means protesting to support humanity. Looks like Islam is against humanity. So the first point for Muslims to understand that there are still people ignorance. They cannot differentiate between what is light and what is darkness. What is humanity and what is inhumanity. What is al-jahl and what is the real enlightenment in life. Brothers and sisters, the point is not to be fearful all the time. As a human being, oftentimes we have that fear. and worrisome in our minds. But as human beings believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we must say we are not worried and we are not fearful. We are not scared by such, for many reasons, of course. The first reason is because we know that this is the natural path of the truth. If you want to see the truth being established in the United States of America and in the western part of the world, then that truth must be challenged. Because that is the natural process of becoming stronger and powerful. Brothers, I remind you when September 11 happened, it was not a long time ago that many people celebrated or commemorated, to be precise. Many people say that this is the graveyard of Islam. This is the cover of Al-Islam. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. People make plan. And Allah has planned, but still Allah is the best planner and unchallenged. So these people are planning something, but you don't know what Allah plans behind it. And that's why we see this as a part of the natural process to become stronger and more powerful, more solid here in this country. Because Islam is being exposed. And believe me, my brothers, no matter how the way you expose Islam, bad or good, Islam will come up good. And that's what's the promise in the Quran. يُرِيدُونَ لِيُطْفِئُوا نُورَ اللَّهِ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ وَاللَّهُ مُتِمُّ نُورِهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْكَافِرُونَ. They want to turn off the light of Allah. They wanted to say that Islam is inhuman against humanity. Islam is darkness. Islam is jahil. Islam is bad. What kind of things associated in their minds? They wanted to extinguish the light of Allah. But Allah guarantees. Allahu mutimmu nurihi walau karihal kafirun. So again, this is the natural process that happens in life. You wanted to see Islam to become stronger, expect challenges. And look at the mighty prophets of Allah, the ulul azm among the prophets. Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, Isa and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam were challenged. And because of those challenges, they were given the title ulul azm min al-anbiya, the mighty prophets of Allah. So if this ummah wanted to be the mighty ummah, khair ummah, the best ummah, this ummah must be prepared to be challenged. So this really is a part of that process, brothers and sisters. But the question is what we have to do. The first one is, and the most important for Muslims, don't turn to yourselves. We are nothing. Even if you have all kind of weapons, you are the richest, the most powerful, we are nothing. Don't be Superman. For Muslims, every time that we are being challenged, the first one and the most important is turn up. Turn up. Look up to the heaven and believe there is someone up there who is controlling the heavens and the earth. In his hands rests everything. He can change the heart of those people from being hating Islam into loving Islam. Those people who hate Islam now, there is no guarantee that tomorrow they will not love Islam. And we have to be very positive, thinking positive, because they are ignorant. So brothers, look up. Allah is there. وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا تَكُونَ. Allah is with you. Remember Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, brothers and sisters, when he was challenged by his people, at the end of the time, he could not do anything. He ran away from Fir'aun, وَجُنُودِهِ, and his army, with his people. And now he is confronting with the sea. In front of them, sea. There is only two ways, going back to be killed, or going down to the sea to be drowned. And all Bani Israel was scared and worried. But Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was very strong in his faith. And he looked up to the heaven, to the sky, and believed in Allah very strongly, and say, Inna ma'iya rabbi sayahdeen. My people, Allah is with me, He's going to guide me what to do. And because of that strong faith in Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the guidance, what to do. So what Allah said to him, فَضْرِبْ بِعَصَاكَ الْبَحَرِ, strike your stick to the sea. Hit the sea with your stick. And all of a sudden the sea was opened for him to run away from Fir'aun. To run away not from Allah, but to Allah from Fir'aun. Brothers and sisters, that is the fate of the believers. Ibrahim والسلام, when he was almost to be thrown into the fire, the angels lined up to help him. Do you need our help? Ibrahim said, no, from you, no. You are creation, I am also creation. We are equal creation of Allah. I just need help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the nar, Ya naru, kuni bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahim. Brothers and sisters, this is the first and the most important step that every Muslim must take at the moment. No fear, no worry. You don't have to be angry. Allah is controlling the heavens and the earth. But brothers, let me just remind you, Allah basically says also in my own language, nothing is free, man. You have to do your job. I can give you what you want, but you have to do your job. And remember, brothers, even miracles in the Holy Quran was not given to the prophets without the prophets doing the job first. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Musa alayhi salatu wasalam to strike the sea? It is enough for Allah to say, oh sea, just divide yourself. But why Allah commanded Musa to strike the sea with his stick? Because Allah wanted to say to him, Musa, do your job. You have to do your job. So now Muslims, we want to be helped by Allah, do our job. So what is to be done, my brothers? What we have to do as Muslims in this kind of situation in America? As the Islamophobia is on the rise, what we have to do? There are many. Now let me just limit to some point. Number one, the importance of the Muslims to understand that we must remind America. You know, with this country, brothers, either you are American citizens or you are in the process of becoming American citizens, this country is yours. And remind America that our love and loyalty for this country is no less than any other American. But more importantly, we must remind America that America, you are preaching freedom of religions around the world. You are preaching democracy around the world. Why you don't tell your people that freedom of religion is the foundation of this nation? This nation has been founded on the basis of freedom of religion, and we must continuously reminding our neighbors, my friend, you are Jews, you are Christians, I am a Muslim, but we can live side by side here in this country. And that is the beauty of this country. We must continue reminding Americans, because that concept of American exception, that America is an exceptional, sometimes Americans forget that there are shortcomings belongs to them as well. Sometimes they feel that they are perfect. No, America is so great, but American people are not perfect. And that's why, as a part of this nation, we must continue reminding America that we are preaching democracy all over the world. Sometimes we tend to force the people to follow democracy. Sometimes we tend to criticize people because they don't have what so-called religious freedom. And then you see, brothers, people wanted to do rally in front of the masjid simply because we are Muslims. Not a regular demonstration. Imagine, with arms, with weapons. Now you can imagine if there are 5 young Muslims announced on the internet that those 5 young Muslims wanted to do demonstration in front of a synagogue or a church with arms, with weapons. What do you think the law enforcement will do? And now this is open. They wanted to do a rally using arms and weapons, and we don't hear that much. People are talking about it. While if you see any young Muslim even just fake clock in Florida, imagine that fake clock, innovative clock, a student, he was arrested simply because he was a Muslim, allegedly he created bombs. And now people openly wanted to bring weapons out of Masjid. What our law enforcement says about this. We must remind America that America is founded on the basis of equality and justice for all. This is number one. Number two, my brothers, We are happy that Jamaica Muslim Center is very much connected to our authority. Our president is a part of that Muslim Council in the mayor office. My point here that we must continue working with the authority. Why it is so important? Brothers, there are some people out there wanted to show Muslims as troublemakers. That Muslims are troublemakers. Muslims are dangerous. It's the time to prove that we are here and want to cooperate and working together with everybody, including with local authority and the government of this country. We are not rebellious here in this country. I say again, this country is our own country and we love it and want to work with the government and even with law enforcement agencies. Number three, this is no less important, my brothers. Continue building bridges of understanding. Brothers, let me just tell you this. The Holy Quran says, idfa' billati hiya ahsan fa idha alladhi baynaka wa baynahu adawa ka'annahu waliyyun hamid. When such thing happens, then we have to defend ourselves in a better way. If someone curses, try not to curse back. Of course, Islam says sometimes you need to defend yourself equally, but the best is not to curse back. The Quran says, idfa' billati hiya ahsan. Defend yourself in a better way. If someone comes and says something bad, turn your face to him and say something good. That's also what Allah says in the Holy Quran. وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. Always peace in return. That is the response of the Muslim. And at the end, my brother, what will be happening? Allah says, فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ. All of a sudden, those who hate you will become your friends. That's what Allah guarantees in the Holy Quran. Let me just tell you one example, brothers. When Pope John II died in 2005, I was invited by CBS television to an interview about him, about his interfaith outreach from non-Christian perspective, along with the Jewish rabbi. So two Abrahamic, we call it Abrahamic faith, Muslims and Jew, talking about Christian person. In the studio we met, and this rabbi didn't want to shake hands. He was introduced to me by someone in the office. I tried to shake hands, he didn't want to shake hands. 5 months, 6 months later, he called and said he wanted to meet with me. When I met the first one, I reminded him why you didn't want to see my face. Why you didn't want to talk to me. Why you didn't want to shake hands. And he said there are 2 reasons. He was smiling and said 2 reasons. What are the reasons? He said, number 1, I was not really believing that you're Muslim. I didn't believe that you are Muslim. Number 1. Because in his mind, Muslims must be Middle Eastern. So since I'm not a Middle Eastern person, he was doubtful that I'm a Muslim, number 1. But then he said, honestly, because also I hate Islam. I didn't like your religion. So I said, man, listen. If you open my head here in the back, you will see millions of questions about you as a Jew. Politically, religiously, a lot of things in the mind. I wanted to ask you, and now we are meeting, so let's discuss. And the first question I asked is, what does it mean to be chosen people? And then he recited, he read Quran. He said, what do you mean by Khair Ummah then? So they are chosen, and we are Khair. We are the best. And then we try to explain that the meaning of chosenness is that, and it doesn't mean that they have to be arrogant, they have to be boastful, but the meaning of chosenness means that they have the responsibility to convey the message of Allah like the prophets and the messengers. We are also khairu ummah because we do amar ma'ruf nahi munkar. Kuntum khairu ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar means we are carrying the message, the da'wah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So after that discussion, we are laughing to one another. And we say, you know, we have a lot of misunderstanding. Let's clear up. And at the end, my brothers and sisters, to make the story short, this rabbi had become a friend, and he defends not only Islam, but even the most scary word, jihad and Sharia. Because I say, Rabbi, listen, Sharia for me means Islam. I cannot be a Muslim without Sharia, because I'm praying as part of my Sharia. I'm eating halal, it's my Sharia. I'm smiling to you and be friend with you, it's my Sharia. I cannot be a Muslim without Sharia. Can you be a Jew without Jewish law? They say, no, we cannot be a Jew without Jewish law. So then you have to defend Sharia, because that's what Sharia is all about. And from then, he talked everywhere that Sharia is Islam itself. If America is anti-Sharia, means America doesn't want Islam in America. Brothers and sisters, this is what the Holy Quran says. فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. It becomes close friend. So my brothers, my point here that continue to build bridges of understanding with your neighbors. How many of us has neighbors and have talked to their neighbors? Hey, my name is Abdullah. My name is Muhammad. I want to be friend with you. Smile with them. Say good morning. Just good morning. How many of us really doing that job? Brothers and sisters, small things. But every Muslim can change the minds of people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala empower this ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله فاستغفر الله لعل سألت إجابة. الحمد لله رب العالمين عاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله لا نبي بعده. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على Brothers and sisters, at the end, there is another important point for everyone to remember. There is a saying says that you cannot change anything unless you are part of that thing. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Holy Quran, هو الذي بعث بالأميين رسولا منهم. He is the one who sent a messenger from among themselves. Why the Holy Quran emphasizes on the word minhum, among themselves? That Allah sent Prophet Muhammad from among the Quraysh. He didn't send Prophet Muhammad from the Chinese, from among Koreans and Japanese. Why? Because in order for his da'wah to be effective in Makkah, he must be a part of Makkans. What is my point here, brothers and sisters? Sometimes we Muslims in America, we feel that we are outsiders. We don't belong to this country. Brothers, this is a very big mistake on behalf of Muslims in America. When you possess American passport, even not American passport, but you feel that you're outsiders. It is very important that we are part of this country, or part of this nation, and change this nation into a better situation. That's what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. Minhum, a part of them. We cannot change American society unless we feel that we are part of this society, but not melted into the society, not assimilating into the society. We are integrating, because integration is positive. We are a part. But remember, we are an agent of change. We bring change to the United States of America. So my point here, brothers and sisters, Muslims, we must continue pushing ourselves to be part of this nation. Politically, economically, educationally, everything else, we bring Islam as to be a part of the spirit of America. Because Islam is a contributing factor to make this America a better country. America oftentimes feel that they're the best, but we can make it even better. Because we know that Islam had come to save humanity. So those brothers and sisters out there who said we are rallying for humanity, remember, Islam had come for you to make you human beings. And we might continue to remind all of them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save this ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to protect our children. Allahumma rabbana laka alhamdu wa laka shukru kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhika al-karim wa 'azimi sultanik. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا واجعلنا سببا للمهتدى. اللهم ارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Oh Allah, the one who changed the heart, change our heart into the truth. Why I mention this particular dua, my brothers and sisters? Because oftentimes as dua, we are all died. we are all calling people to Al-Islam. And oftentimes we feel that we are stuck because the challenges that we are facing. As Muslims and believers, don't forget that again, there is only one controller of the heavens and the earth. There is only one Malik of the heavens and the earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Holy Quran in Surah Sabbaha. Surah Sabbaha is the surah that I call Surah of the struggle between the truth and the batil. There is a fight between the truth and the batil. Sabbaha lillahi ma fi samawati wa ma fi al-ard. This is called Surah Sabbaha. What Allah mentioned in the beginning? Number one is tasbih. That in this kind of situation, we must glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must bring the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the fear of Allah in our hearts. Because the moment we have the greatness of Allah in our heart, everything else will be defeated. When Muslims are saying, we are more educated, of course there are some out there researchers say that we are more powerful, more educated, more young, we have more income than average Americans. And sometimes we feel we say, no, we can do the job. No, brothers and sisters, again, the beginning of this khutbah is more crucial than needed at this moment. There are some Muslims out there, unfortunately, I have encountered, mashallah, they are very strong in defending Islam, but sometimes they are still doing meetings in the time of salawat. They forget that the most important basis of this work is to be connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah says, Sabbaha lillahi ma fi samawati wa ma fi al-ard. That is the beginning of the journey to fight against what Allah says, yuriduna liyutfi'una Allah, their wills to disconnect the light of Allah. And at the end of that surah, what Allah says, فَأَيَّدْنَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا عَلَىٰ عَدُوِّهِمْ فَأَصْبَحُوا ظَاهِرِينَ. They are becoming victorious. So this ummah will, inshallah, at the end of the day, will gain victory by the wills of Allah. So again, let's pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma ameen. Allahumma rabbana laka alhamdu wa laka shukru kama yanbaghi li wajhika al-karim wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma ihdina wa habina wa ij'alna sabilan muhtada. Allahumma arina al-haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ah wa arina al-batila batilan warzuqna ijtinabah. Ya muqallib al-qulub thabbit qulubana 'ala dinik wa ya musarrif al-qulub sarrif qulubana li ta'atik. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أيد كلمة الدين. اللهم أيد كلمتك يا الله يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم انصر كل من جاهد في سبيلك واجعلنا منهم. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.